checking your phone the second you wake up. Alarm goes off, eyes barely open, and somehow your thumb is already unlocking your phone before your brain is even finished booting up. It feels harmless, but you're flooding an unprepared brain with notifications, outrage, and other people's opinions before it's even had a chance to think a single original thought of its own. Psychologists say the first few minutes after waking set the tone for your entire mental state that day. Smarter minds protect that window. Lower intelligence hands it straight to a screen. Multitasking constantly. 5 tabs open, a text half answered, a video playing in the background while you work. It feels productive, like you're getting more done. The truth is the opposite. Studies on attention show your brain doesn't actually multitask. It just switches rapidly between tasks, losing a little quality and focus with every switch. Smarter minds finish one thing before starting the next. Lower intelligence mistakes busy for effective. Never asking for directions or help. You're lost, you're stuck, you clearly need help, but you'd rather circle the block for 20 extra minutes than just ask someone. This isn't independence, it's ego pretending to be self-sufficiency. Smart people know that asking a question costs nothing and saves everything. Lower intelligence treats "I don't know" like a personal insult instead of the fastest route to actually knowing. Getting defensive at the first hint of criticism. Someone points out a flaw in your plan, and instead of considering it, you're already listing reasons they're wrong before they've even finished the sentence. Real feedback requires sitting in discomfort for a second and actually processing it. Smarter minds ask, "Wait, is that true?" Lower intelligence skips straight to defending because examining yourself feels more painful than just staying wrong. Impulse buying with no budget in sight. You see it, you want it, it's in your cart. No plan, no thought about next week, just the dopamine of right now. Financial psychologists point to this as a textbook case of poor future discounting, valuing the present so heavily that the future basically doesn't exist yet. Smarter minds pause and ask if this matters in a month. Lower intelligence only ever asks if it matters right now. Copying what worked for someone else without knowing why. You saw a routine online, a diet, a strategy, and you copied it exactly. No adjustments, no thought about whether it even applies to your situation. That's not learning, that's mimicry. Smarter minds ask why something works before they try it. Lower intelligence copies the what and skips the why completely, then wonders why it doesn't work the same for them. Interrupting people to relate everything back to yourself. They're mid-story and you're already cutting in with, "That happened to me too," before they've even finished. It feels like connection. It's actually a conversation hijack. Smarter minds let people finish because they're actually listening for content, not waiting for their turn. Lower intelligence treats every conversation as a stage they're waiting to get back onto. Cluttered space, cluttered plans. Papers everywhere, 15 unfinished projects. No system, no folders, just chaos you've learned to live inside of. Environmental psychologists link disorganized spaces to disorganized thinking, not because mess makes you dumb, but because a mind that never builds systems for its stuff usually never builds systems for its goals either. Smarter minds build structure because structure protects effort. Lower intelligence just hopes things sort themselves out. Doom scrolling social media comment sections and arguing with strangers. You know nothing productive will come of it. You argue anyway. 90 minutes later, you've convinced no one, changed nothing, and your blood pressure is through the roof. Smarter minds recognize an unwinnable argument and disengage. Lower intelligence keeps typing, chasing the last word like it's a trophy. Never finishing what you start. The gym membership, the online course, the new hobby, all abandoned around week 2, replaced by the next shiny thing. Starting feels exciting. Finishing takes actual discipline. Smarter minds push through the boring middle part because that's where the real growth happens. Lower intelligence quits right when it gets hard and calls it just not for me.
Blaming outside factors for repeated mistakes. Late again? Traffic. Missed the deadline? Bad luck. Same argument with everyone in your life? Everyone else's fault. If the same problem keeps happening around you, at some point the common factor is you. Smarter minds notice the pattern and adjust. Lower intelligence keeps blaming the weather.
Zoning out during instructions, then asking questions already answered. Someone's explaining exactly what to do, and you're nodding along, but you're not actually listening. You're just waiting for them to stop talking. 2 minutes later, you ask the exact question they already answered. Listening isn't just hearing sound, it's processing meaning. Smarter minds absorb information the first time. Lower intelligence needs it repeated because it was never really landing in the first place. 12 habits, and if a few of them hit a little too close to home, that's actually a good sign, because noticing is the first step to changing. None of these are permanent labels, they're just patterns, and patterns can be broken the moment you decide to actually pay attention to them. So be honest, which one of these is you? Drop it in the comments, I read every single one. And if this video made you rethink a habit or two, hit subscribe, because there's a lot more where this came from.